I'm just gonna do a super quick video on how to make your own yogurt using the Instapot. I have seen people do this in a crock pot as well, but I've been doing it, I've only ever done it in the Instapot, so that's the way I'm gonna do it. The reason I like to make it myself, it's super easy. It's a lot cheaper than buying it at the grocery store, especially since me and my 2 kids were home all the time, so we eat that pretty much every day. I'll make a big batch of it. This 1 gallon of milk makes a pretty big batch, so what I'll do is I'll typically freeze about half of it and just have that on hand for smoothies or to use in recipes, just whatever I need it for. So to get started, we'll just need a gallon of milk, and then you will need a little bit of yogurt to get started. So if you don't have any on hand, I would just go buy a little thing of just plain unflavored Greek yogurt to get started. So first of all, we are going to just add this whole gallon of milk here. And then I just cover it. You don't have to use the Instant Pot cover for this. I just use a plate. Okay, and then mine has the yogurt button, so I'll just push that and then push it to the more setting, and it'll say boil. So now we're just gonna wait for it to boil. Alright, so my Instapot was just beeping, so that means it's time to check the temperature. We want it to be right about 185. So usually when I do a full gallon of milk, I have to, it's not going to be quite at 185, so what I'll do then is put it at saute, and then just kind of keep an eye on it. Stir it pretty frequently until it does get to 185. So yeah, right now it's at 152, so I got a little ways to go. But you just want to make sure you stir it pretty frequently so it doesn't burn on the bottom. Okay, it is now at 180, so we're done with this. I think I said 185, but it actually just needs to be at 180. So I will go ahead and turn that off and see. Now I'm just gonna put that in my fridge because we're gonna want to cool it down before we add in our yogurt. So we want to cool it down to about 120 degrees or so before we're ready to add our yogurt. So just to speed up the process, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in my fridge. This part can be a little time consuming. I would say it usually ends up taking about 30 minutes to an hour before it's down at the temperature that we're wanting. So I would check back in 30 minutes, but just be prepared, it may take closer to an hour. Okay, so I have now gotten my milk out of the fridge. It was 120 degrees. I actually ended up putting it in the freezer for the last 15 minutes or so just to help speed up the process. So you can definitely do that. Just be sure to check it pretty frequently so it doesn't freeze. Okay, so now like I said earlier, we're going to be adding in a couple tablespoons of plain Greek yogurt. What I like to do is typically, like when I make my yogurt, I will freeze a little bit of it in ice cube trays, and you can use that in like smoothies, or I'll use 1 or 2 of the ice cube trays of yogurt to make more yogurt. So that's usually what I do. I have this just because I was lazy and ended up buying yogurt a couple weeks ago, so it's still good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put in about two scoops of this. It's not real precise. I would say about 2 tablespoons is usually a good amount. Just stir it up. Okay, and then put our lid back on. Again, we're gonna just push the yogurt button. And you want it to stay normal. There's less, normal, more, so put it at normal. I keep mine set at 8 hours. You can do anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. I've done 12 hours before. It's a little tangier, I guess I would say, but it still turns out about the same. So I'll just keep mine at 8 hours. So this should be ready at about, it's 10 o'clock right now, so this should be ready at about 6 a.m. So all we're gonna do is just leave it there overnight. Okay, our yogurt's done now. It's been 8 hours. You can eat it like this, or if you like, which is what I like to do, I strain it. So I've got here just a bowl, a strainer, and a cheesecloth. And I'm just gonna strain it out, and it just kind of makes it into a thicker Greek yogurt. So just scoop it in here. And then I'll just kind of let this sit for maybe another 10-15 minutes to just strain out all the whey. And then the thick stuff that will be left here, that will be just more like a Greek yogurt.